Okay.
And I'll go through our procedural script, and if she wants to join at any time, she's, obviously I'll let her in as soon as I see her trying to enter. So, all right, this is the great. This is the July 28th, 2021 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the Zoning Hearing Examiner for the City of Cincinnati, and I'll preside over this hearing. The case before us today is case number ZH20210097. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence of testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the Zoning Hearing Examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing unless a party has submitted evidence or testimony in the form of writing prior to this hearing. This hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If there were anyone here from the public, they would have an opportunity to speak after the applicant had presented its case. In the event that anyone testified in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut that testimony and or argument that was presented in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make a closing statement. I'll also give Doug an opportunity to weigh in at some point during the hearing. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. I may also refuse to consider hearsay testimony or documents. This generally means evidence you want to introduce that consists of statements made by a person who was not present at this hearing, or a document that includes a statement of a person who was not present at this hearing. In the event of any technical difficulties or any unforeseen circumstances with video conferencing technology, we'll do our best to troubleshoot those on the fly, like this slow internet connection. We'll try and work through it. But to the extent we can't meaningfully proceed, I may continue or postpone this hearing at my discretion. Okay. I think the last thing we need to do here is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony, making any comments, asking any questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing, you need to be sworn in. And so if you could take yourself off mute and raise your right hand if that is you. I need everyone to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Mike, I assume you're taking the lead on this one, so the floor is yours.
Okay. Like I mentioned a minute ago, I don't think this is an incredibly complex project. I think you guys have existing conditions photographs. We have an existing one-story house, and the homeowners lived there for several years. She's getting remarried, their family's expanding, they want to stay there, they love it, they're their neighborhood. So they want to add a second floor. So they're not looking to expand the footprint of the house at all, except for a minor, like 3 foot by 4 foot, 4 foot by 5 foot little infill in the back southwest corner of the house. But we do want to add a full second floor over that, over the entire footprint, including the front. Well, no, not including the front porch. We're going to be rebuilding the front porch in the process. It's in kind of bad shape. But the biggest ask probably is the expansion of the carport, which is on the south side of the property, and it really abuts the property line. So with the absence of being able to have a garage on this property, they very much wanted to expand their carport and park undercover. They've talked to their neighbors. None of their neighbors have any issues with it. In fact, they'd love to see it. They'd love to see it look better and improve. Right now, it's a small metal structure that's not very pretty. So I think the kind of drawings speak for themselves. The side yard setback is one that is kind of common for the neighborhood. I think, and even the front yard setback, the front yard, the homes on either side of this house are also very, pretty close to Ellison Avenue. I think if you look at the Cages maps that we provided, plus also the ones that you were in your staff report. So I think that we're not asking for anything that's different than situations that you would find in the neighborhood. So I think that's it. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, thanks. I have a couple questions, but I think I'll give Doug an opportunity to weigh in here with anything that he would like to add.
So yeah, I mean, I'd agree with Mike that this is relatively minor as far as the setbacks are concerned. The majority of the house is within that setback area, aside from a very small portion of that front facade and the carport. Those are the main encroachments into the setbacks. So basically, by adding a second story to the house, they're expanding this dwelling and making it more compatible with the area. This is the smallest house on this block of the district, so the neighboring house is a similar scale as to what is proposed with this. So staff doesn't have any issues with this. The carport extending closer to that neighboring property is fairly minor, and we do have a letter of support that was submitted by that neighbor at 817 Ellison. So they are the ones most likely to be affected by the project. So they do support the project. So staff is in support of the variances that are required.
Okay, thanks, Doug. So the carport, is that at a 0 setback, 0 feet setback on that lot line?
Yes, we have. I believe we're 6 inches off, but we're leaving room for the gutter. So the gutter will have a 5 or 6 inch gutter. So yeah, we are going to be basically with the gutter. We're basically at the property line.
Gotcha. So will that be an expansion from what the existing carport? I'm just looking at the pictures here. It looks like it's already pretty close to that. Is that right?
Yeah, we let's see. Do we have we did have a survey. The survey shows the existing carport right on the property line. There's no dimensional. The surveyor did not put a dimension between, which is the cover sheet of our submission. Not the cover sheet of our submission, but the first sheet of the title sheet of our drawings. There's no discernible space in between the existing carport line and the property line. So we assume that it's right on the property line.
Gotcha. Okay. And you're saying that there's also other similar 0 lot line setbacks in the neighborhood. Is that right?
Well, without it, Cages is a little funny, as you guys know. You can't take that for complete accuracy. But on the right side of the property, or on the north side of the property, now those are possibly rear yards for the because that's on a corner. But those garages appear to be right on both those properties that abut 819 Ellison appear to abut the property line. Also 817, the house that we were talking about, the house most affected by the carport, it appears to be almost have a 0 lot line on its south side as well. So without surveying those properties, we're not, we can't know if they are, but they appear to be, right on the property lines or very close. So it appears to be the sort of not the standard, but something that's common for the neighborhood.
Okay. All right. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to provide, either in closing or otherwise, before we adjourn here today?
Other than the fact that I think we designed a really nice house that I think will blend in nice with the neighborhood. Like Doug said, it's very similar in size and scale to the house. It's right next door to it. So and the homeowners are really excited to stay in the neighborhood.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I think we'll leave it at that then. As I said at the beginning of the hearing, I aim to have these out within 2 weeks. If you want an update on that, or if it goes past 2 weeks, feel free to reach out to us and we can give you an update on the status of that decision. As soon as I finish the decisions, I put them into an email and I or I put them into a PDF and then I email them out to everyone in the hearing. So you guys will have them just moments after they're finished. I think that's it. Do you guys have any other questions right now?
No.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, guys. Again, any questions, just
All
reach
right.
out to myself or Doug. And yeah, thank you again
Thank
for your
you very much.
testimony. Have a good day. We are adjourned.